Hello, my name is Carson Rottinghouse, and I'm going to be deconstructing a Ps4 controller. To start off, we're going to flip the controller over and remove the back screws. After that, you can basically just pull the controller apart. Now you can set the controller down and break it, or you can do it the normal way and start off by removing the ribbon cable. There, we need to remove the 3 plastic parts. Now we can remove the charging board. What it does is pretty self-explanatory. It charges the board and it sends the charge from the ribbon cable to the motherboard. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove the battery. And what the battery does is it holds the charge. And as you can see, it's connected to the motherboard, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. After that, we're going to go ahead and remove the battery holder and the left and right triggers. Now that we have the motherboard revealed, we can see that there's a ribbon cable at the top, and we need to go ahead and disconnect that. Next, we need to remove the 1 screw holding the motherboard in place. And after that, we can basically just separate the motherboard from the front part of the controller. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the touchpad and the buttons. As you can see, the touchpad has a ribbon cable and that sends data to the motherboard. As you can see, we're going to remove these rubber conductive pads, and what they do is they give the controller more feedback when you press it, and also they have these black circles in them which basically hit the printed circuit board, and I'll show you that in a bit. Now we're going to go to the motherboard and remove the analog sticks. Here's the printed circuit board that I was talking about, and as you can see, there are little circles where the black circles would hit. And then here's a better look at the main motherboard. On the left, you can see that's where the ribbon cable for the charging port goes, and then on the right, you can see that's where you plug in your battery. All the inputs will be sent to this motherboard. Here are all the parts, consisting mainly of plastic, a little bit of rubber, and a little bit of copper. Now let's put it back together, and let's start with the buttons. Put the conductive pads back over the buttons. Touchpad should snap back in place. Once you're done with that, we're going to go back to the motherboard. First, let's start by putting our analog sticks back on. Then we can put the motherboard back into the front panel. Then screw the motherboard to the front panel. After that, we're going to put the battery holder and the battery back in place, and then make sure you plug the battery back in. Now we're going to put the triggers back. And then once we're done with that, we're going to move to the back panel. Go ahead and put the charging port back into the controller with the electrical tape, and then put the 3 plastic pieces back on. Now, plug your ribbon cord back into the motherboard. After that's done, you can basically just snap the front and back panel together. Finally, put the screws back into the back panel. Alright, well, that's about it. So, yeah.